Black Clover anime that was supposed to be the new king of shonen. Yeah, that did not really happen, but it was rather overshadowed by another shonen anime that came around the same time, Boku no Hero Academia. You may have heard about that one. And well, it's not really a big surprise that Black Clover was overshadowed. After all, there were many reasons why that happened. And of course, we can't forget about the main reason why Black Clover was hated at the time. Main character's vocal cords, which was the main reason why so many people dropped this show and started trash talking it so much. But well, fortunately it looks like I was immune to Asta's power to defeat a viewer in just a few screams. Really, can you imagine what would happen if people would drop Black Clover because of Asta's yelling? Learned about the existence of Dragon Ball? Sorry, I don't know where that third shot came from, but I'm just sidetracking now. And because I didn't really mind having my ears exploded, I continued watching, and continued, up to one specific point, at which I got so fed up with the show, that I dropped it multiple times in a quite small amount of time. The pattern was simple. First time when I dropped Black Clover, I missed probably like 10 episodes, then I guess my disability to drop a show kicked in, and forced me to get back into it. I watched all the episodes I missed, in a very short time, and then dropped the show again, because of how fed up with the characters I was again. But it didn't took me long, and I got back into it. At a total, I dropped this show like 5 times, I guess? And now, why am I telling you this? Well, I guess that I just wanted to give you some background on my history with Black Clover. And even though I really hated it at one point, I actually grew up to liking it. So, what was my reason for dropping the show? You see, loud main character is a tedious thing, but not really a reason for me to drop a show. Questionable animation is also not a severe problem. But terrible characters are. Throughout the first few dozens episodes, most of the secondary characters felt more like one-line characters. Heck, even the Baha guy had more personality than them back then. I just hated how kitschy, how tedious and boring they were. You have the sister-lover character. This guy is talking about nothing, but about how much he loves. Loves in a very weird way, his small sister. You have the drunk girl, that is, well, non-stop drunk. Luck, the guy that is non-stop talking about killing and fighting. Big guy, that is not talking at all, and just standing here, sometimes making the... But guess what, this big guy is actually a small blue-haired girl named Grey, that is not doing the... anymore, but instead, she is non-stop talking about how embarrassed she is for being seen by people. Yeah, improvement, am I right? Charmy, that small girl that is not stop eating, and when she's not eating, she talks about eating. Gordon. Okay, I can't really say much about my boy Gordon, so yeah, now let's just mention the less atrocious members. Finral, somewhat boring and basically without personality, but he's kinda okay. Magna, actually someone interesting, not shallow character that adds something to the roster. But a rare specimen between the Kuronobogyu gang. Seriously, tell me one interesting thing about the first 5 characters I mentioned. There is nothing. Or at least, there was nothing. Yes, was. Why was? Because... And now we are getting to the good stuff. These characters have actually improved over time. Some more than others, some not at all. But overall, there was an improvement. Small improvement. Gosh learned that incest is not the only hobby that you may have, and that there are other people he can and should care about. Charmy? Well, she's still the same. Luck? He hasn't really changed as a person, but because now we know his tragic backstory, we can empathize with him, and maybe even relate to him. After all, we all had a mother that hated us because we were smiling, right? Plus, now we know why he loves fighting and killing so much. Grey, as I said earlier, still irritating as hell. But hey, at least now we know that she is the waifu material. Gordon... Oh, Gordon boy. He went from the non-stop quiet guy, who wasn't even able to speak properly, Too badass introvert who just really wants to make new friends and protect the friends he already has. What a lovely story. No sarcasm, I really started liking him. Next, Finral. He is not so boring and chill after all. And finally Magna. Has he improved? I don't know, to be honest. He is still the young delinquent we know and love. And maybe this is how it should always be. So, as you can see, there was some improvement in the characters. But overall, there is still a long way to go. Next meme! Asta screaming. The main source of hate towards this anime. Is it deserved? No, it is not. Of course, it was irritating at the start, but people behind this show quickly realized that Asta's scream is a little too over the top, so they tuned it down. So if you drop the Black Clover just because you hated Asta's scream, this is the good news. But if you stopped watching due to animation, what is wrong with you? The animation of Black Clover was never really bad. Questionable at times? Yes. But overall, it's pretty decent. So, is Black Clover better than most people think? Yes, definitely. Is it the new king of shonen? No, and it will probably never be. Mostly because Black Clover is a show made for a more specific group of people, I would say. Which makes a lot of people hate it. And some people really love it. It's just not made to be enjoyed by everybody, as Boku no Hero is. And I guess that is all for this video, if you like it, and I hope you liked it. But I don't think you liked it, because let's be honest. But still you can subscribe, I would be only happy if you did. And I think Black Clover is a really interesting anime, and I could make more videos on it. Bye. I want to be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide, each Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon!